Good evening, all.
Assalamu alaikum.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Very good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Okay, so let's start. We have enough participants here. So today's session is going to be about system development life cycle, all about system development in project management. So it's a it's a kind of an approach to develop and maintain quality systems. Okay, so this system is maintaining this system development in each and every phase is very important for any project to be successful. So it has no a series of well-defined phases. So everything it should go online. It should be there are few stages to be to be uh, uh to be to be practiced so that at the end the project would be completed within a specified time frame, and all the objectives and goals whatever initiated by the company during the start of the project. So that would be met at the end. Okay. So let's see about it. Okay. Let's start with meaning and definition. So it refers to the structured process of creating, designing, implementing, and maintaining an information system. So if a project is being even a slightest thought of starting a project, well, it can be anything. It can be launching a new software or testing a software, or in case if it is a service, it can be introducing a new kind of service to the customers or to the the final consumers, or it may be a product being newly launched in the market after getting the feedback from the customer. So it can be anything. The project can be anything. I know it may be governmental project, non-governmental project, and the firms can be a small firm or a large firm. It doesn't matter at all. But no, system development, it refers to the structured process. That is, no, it has each phase. It has no stages to be followed, and it should be in a chronological order in the sense. So after the completion of one phase, one stage, then all the pros and cons has to be gone through. It has to be verified, and then the team has to move on to the second phase or second stage. So it encompasses the entire life cycle from identifying needs and defining requirements to coding, testing, and deploying. So here coding testing means it refers to the software development. Like it's a company, it's an IT company,
Phone இல்லடா.
and it
Phone
has to
பேசிட்டு இருக்குது.
launch. Hello, guys, please mute your
Phone
audio.
பேசிட்டு.
Guys, mute your audio. So defining requirements. So here coding testing, it refers to the software development. So for example, if a company, IT company, is going to launch a software, new software, maybe another within a time frame. Okay. So then uh, from identifying the needs and defining requirements. So first the needs has to be identified. That is whether the company, the team has to decide whether there is any need for the organization to launch the product right now. Is it the right time to launch now? Or will the customers, a group of customers or the target customers, know, will they be liking it? And then defining the requirements, whatever requirements are needed for a successful launch. So that has to be communicated. And the systematic approach ensures that projects are well planned, organized, and executed, leading to successful outcomes. And it involves collaboration between various stakeholders, including project managers, developers, and end users. That is, so all the stakeholders has to be, all the stakeholders, the project managers, the developers, the total team, and if possible, even the customers from whom the feedback has been got. Okay, so few customers know from them the feedback would have been got during the phase of the project development. So those people know those customers can also be included in the the whole each and every phase of the developmental stage. It emphasizes efficiency, functionality, and adaptability to meet evolving project goals. Yeah. And in project management, this system, it enhances communication, minimizes the risk, because since everything is being not discussed on the line. I mean, on time. Everything is no like immediately the discussions or immediately all the weak components are phased out and everything is not done immediately. Not only immediately, like no like instantly. Since it is done no instantly, so you can no minimize the risk and deliver solutions that align with the business objectives and contributing to project success. So overall, if you see the first thing being it's a structured process that is system development in project management. It's a structured process. And there are no like there is some no like phases or stages which the team has to follow. And all the outcomes or whatever the team is planning to do and no everything has to be no like communicated and there should be a collaboration between the stakeholders, project managers, the team and the management and everyone and the end users as well if possible and it has no like it has to be adaptable in sense during the phases of the development if any of the factor outside the outside the organization environment or within the organizational environment if there are no like any variables happening so the team has to be no like ready to adapt to those variables and ready to be no like those variables can be like implemented in the ongoing project so it has to be no completely adaptable and finally, if you see, it enhances the, if everything is done on a right basis, so it enhances communication, it minimizes the risk and delivers the right kind of solutions. And finally, the project will be a great success. And then, yes, system development life cycle. So it's called as SDLC. System development life cycle. So as I said, these are the phases of the development of the before the project, no, before the actual project is getting started. So this is the basic of no like everything. So this is the life cycle. First, you have to go with the analysis and plan everything and decide. Planning, no, it encompasses all the types of planning like resource planning the cost planning and know like the place where no the project has to be no like implemented and everything no like how many people has to be no like engaged in the team and whom should to no look who are the stakeholders no like who has to be no like collaborated no while the project is in the ongoing process because you cannot go and no like involve everyone no everyone in the process so selectively few stakeholders has to be no like called in and that should be a good collaboration between them then design the system design everything and finally come with the actual service or actual for the final knowledge stage of the product or final stage of the service at least a blueprint of it okay then finally develop no, whatever no like it enhances the product or the service so give the development and test the product or service test it and deployment so execute it and maintenance. So after executing, check whether no like whatever I mean on what basis no like the product or service is being no like come up with. So whether it's being no like everything is going online, everything is fine, and the customer is satisfied. And go for an evaluation whether no like they can see whether no there can be any extensions or product enhancements or service enhancement can be done and finally disposal here it means no whatever are the weak components no like sticking on to the final product no so that can be phased out that can be no like totally no like ridden off so all these comes under system development life cycle so there are no this is the what we saw here is the overview of no like SDLC so now we are going to see about the detailed no like a blueprint of no like what SDLC requirements are first thing collaboration as I said so engage all the stakeholders like make sure no like alignment with their vision the company's goal objectives is being communicated with all the stakeholders and no like it goes in a good phase then thorough analysis so no like go with no like perform like assessment and no like all the no like requirements check with all the requirements whatever is no required for no like going on with the project so implement all those requirements and know like check where they know where the company or where the team can know get those resources so thorough analysis has to be done then clear documentation So all the documentation, whether it is no like digitized or no like physical documents, whatever it is, no like it should be no cleared and no like structured manner for unified understanding. So that should be a format, no, which is no generally followed, no, like for all the stakeholders, so that no like when they are communicating with each other, no, like it can be no like very easily done. Or if different formats or no like different structured requirements are being no distributed to this the stakeholders or being communicated to the stakeholders, so when they collaborate with each other, when they communicate with each other regarding the project, there will be a complete misunderstanding and misconception. So to avoid this, a clear documentation process has to be maintained. And more than that, the team has to make sure, the project team has to make sure that it should be in a structured format, not something no different for no each and every stakeholder. Clear? And then skill the team. Yes, of course. So to implement any project, you need no best teammates, no like to be engaged. So starting with no the project leader and no the subordinates and whoever no like is contributing directly or indirectly to the project development, whatever it is, no like there should be a skilled team, no which has to be no like recruited for this project implementation. So sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. Could you please remove that pencil marking from the presentation?
Uh, I don't know like who did this. I'm seeing that it has been already no like warned and many no like many times no it has been no like the information has been no like what do you say communicated with that person. So try to avoid these nonsense no like while taking classes. I don't know. So this person no like it has become a no like what do you say, no, like irresponsible behavior, no, of this particular guy. I don't know who did this, but I'm not sure whether I can no do it from my side. If the representative, whoever it is, no, like if they can do it from their side, it would be helpful. So let's move on. Okay, fine. I too find it no like difficult, no, while moving from no slide to slide. Yes. I mean, this has been, no, like going on for a long time. I don't know who did this. Okay, fine. Let's go on. Okay. So the next is prototyping and testing. So prototyping is like it's not the direct implementation of the product, but you're just testing the product. Maybe a part of the project can be tested, or a prototype can be like tested. So to make sure like whether any errors are happening or like how are the outcomes and what else should be like made to make it like even in a better way. So to identify all these things, like prototyping and testing can be done. Even in the service sectors, like this can be done. Maybe a group of customers can be like selected and whatever like the project is, if a particular kind of service has to be like that is the project, so that service can be rendered to those particular, no, like a limited number of patients or the customers, final consumers, no, like whoever is receiving the service. So then ask them the feedback and no, during that prototype or testing, even the team can find out, no, in what better way, no, it can be done. And then change management. The process to handle modifications and to requirements of project scope while minimizing disruption. So change management. So change management, like it's always necessary. So there is no like cut across rules and regulations for implementing a project. So that's very conventional type. So that doesn't happen no in companies and no like industries right now. So let me check who is no has not muted. One second. Many times it's been no like told still. Fine. Okay. So that's change management. Okay. So anytime there not any changes, no, like from the outer environment, or no something happening within the organization, or some feedback, valuable, vital feedback given by any of the stakeholder, no, like it can be, no, like assessed and, no, like if possible, can be implemented, no, in the ongoing process. Then quality assurance, of course, the final quality, no, like the quality of the service or quality of the product, no, whatever you are giving to the end customer or the consumer, no, so that speaks everything. So make sure, no, the quality part is, no, like excellent, no, like, or at par level. Then user involvement, so always, no, like get the user to involve in the phase, any of the phase, or no, like if possible in all the phases or all the stages of the management, let's say, project management. Because, no, like finally they are going to be, like they are the samples of the final customers. So these user involvement, no, like the users whom you are going to take as a sample, no, like they are the sample of the final customers, final consumers. So their feedback, their experience with the product or service, no, it's always, no, important. So always, no, make those users, no, like get them involved in the phases or stages of the project. Then risk management. So anytime, since all the parties are involved, risk can be, no, like completely avoided, because, no, like it minimizes the risk. Uh, if you're not involving, no, like the final users, any of the final users, or no, like if you're avoiding any of the stakeholders, no. So finally, when after launching the product, it would be, if in case, no, like if the product is up to not up to the, no, like extent, or not up to the mark, it's not satisfying the customer, then completely, no, like everything goes wrong. So everything is, no, out of line. So always, no, like go along with the line, go along with the flow, involve all the stakeholders, including the end users, a part of at least a group of end users, so that the risk can be identified in each and every phase or stage, and it can be minimized or sometimes maybe completely avoided as well. Okay, then version control. So version control is like, uh, actually this version control, no, like it applies to, mostly it applies to, no, like projects like software development or whatever it is. But here we can, no, take it as, no, like version control here. It can also like mean to uh, the older ones in the sense the older part of, or the older version of the product, or the older version of the service. So the whatever you're launching right now should be, an enhanced part of the older one, the enhanced version of the older version. So the project team has to make sure this is, like done. Then deployment planning. Deployment is like where and to which sources the projects has to be, like deployed, or the activities has to be deployed, or the like responsibilities has to be deployed. So everything, like it should be well planned when the project has started. Even though in the mid of the project, even though in the mid of any of the stage, if any of a personnel is not available, if any of, like a particular person is, like being not available, such kind of situations may appear. So the team has to be trained in such a way that each and everyone knows each and everyone's responsibility, and the working style and everything, so that the project will not get halted. So it will move on. Clear? So it's always, like the deployment has to be done in advanced, I mean, in the earlier stage itself, and not during the deployment stage. So deployment activities and deployment of, all the responsibilities and everything, it has to be planned in the earlier stage of the project conception. Then scalability and flexibility. Of course, it has to be flexible. The project, the life cycle, or the system life cycle, it has to be flexible, accepting the changes, adapting to the external environments, adapting to the customers' present needs. Because in case of the project is taking, a little longer than the expected. So they may be, expecting to launch the product or service within 10 months, but it's taking, at least 1 year. So within this 1 year, the customer's preference may change. The customer may want something more, or the customer may compare the project, this product or service with the competitor's product or service. So in that case, the project team has to be flexible enough, and to make sure that whatever the customer is, asking for, so that has to be, implemented. And always, go for scalability. Check where they are standing. Then post implementation support. So after implementing the project, after implementing the service or product launch or whatever it is, so get a support, address the issues of the customers, the feedback has to be got, because during the stages of the implementation, so the customer is not going to use the end final product. So it's just a prototype of the product that would be given to the customer. The prototype of the service would be given to the customer for checking purpose. But here, after implementation, it's the final product or the final service, which is being the customer will be experiencing. So in that case, the customer's feedback here again is more important to the organization, to the project team. And finally, security measures. So make sure the way the project has gone, and the way the product or the service has been implemented. So all the security, it's secure. It's with the organization only. So nobody is misusing it, or not copying it, or using it for any other negative purposes. So there should be enough security measures has to be taken. Clear? Clear?
Yep.
Okay, fine. Now we are going to see about the project management life cycle. It's otherwise called as PLC. Usually in economics, PLC refers to product life cycle. The product's life cycle, which is it has 4 stages, like inception, or introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and decline stage. Okay, so that's the product life cycle. That's the PLC is not generally refers to that. And in project, it means project management or project life cycle. So first is the initiation phase. That is defining the projects, and what are all the constraints, or what are all the limitations, and I mean, to which extent the project can be implemented, or it can be made available. The final product or the service can be made available to the customer. So all those constraints and limitations will be considered, and the problem statements would be heard, and everything would be finalized. Then comes the planning phase. Then it's a detailed planning, that is estimation of the cost, and scheduling of duties, assigning of duties and responsibilities to the team. Who will be the project manager? Who will be the subordinates? Who will be reporting to whom? And so what would be the on in the first stage or first phase, what should be done within this prescribed time limit, and then how to move on with the second phase. So everything, everything's scheduling of everything that happens in the planning phase. And then comes the execution phase, that is acquisition, development, and management. So acquisition is acquisition of all the feedback, acquisition of all the what do you say, the all the factors which is related to the product or the service which has already been launched in the market. Because a fresh product or a fresh service which is being launched in the market recently. So acquiring all those information. And finally, project closure. So as I said, in service sector, if it is a service, there will not be any closure at all. So continuous monitoring and going on with project enhancement, it's a normal thing you can see in any service sector. Any service sector. It can be even in the governmental sector. So, but while considering the private companies, private organizations, or sometimes public limited companies, public organizations, yes, there would be a project closure. So, like monitoring, controlling, closure, and review. Say, for example, a construction of a what do you say? Construction of a bridge. So once it is constructed, once the bridge is opened for the public to for transportation purpose, for transit purpose, the project is done. Finally, everything is done. So that's a kind of closure. So monitoring and controlling. That is monitoring, whether the building, the bridge which is constructed is strong, and whether it is it has a capacity, to carry. It cannot carry the weight of you may know, let's say 2 or 3 trucks, when the 2 or 3 trucks, when they are transporting, or when they are moving at the same time, whether the bridge is able to handle that much weight. So everything can be monitored and checked, and the project team can analyze the results. So these are the 4 stages in project life cycle. Project life cycle. So this is the other version of project life cycle. Initiation, that is defining the project scope, objectives, and stakeholders, and develop a business case for approval. So starting with the case in the sense getting with the pro forma, like this is the project, or this is the product to be launched, or this is the service, the company is planning to launch. So that is the initiation process. Then comes the planning, creating a comprehensive project plan, including the schedules, resource allocation, and risk management. And then the execution part, that is implementing the project, implementing the project plan, managing all the resources, monitoring the process and against the established milestones, cross-checking, and finally closure of the project and conducting an evaluation, getting the feedback from the customers or the end users, and document lessons learned for future improvement. So why feedback is required? For future improvements, because a project which has already been closed, you cannot reopen the project. In very rarest of the rare case, you can reopen the project and do the changes. Or otherwise, usually it would be the another project launch, or another product launch, or a service launch with more benefits, like more enhanced version of the older one. Usually that is what it happens. Now, these are the stages. The first stage being project conception and initiation. And the second stage is project planning. Third one is project execution. And fourth stage is project monitoring and controlling. And fifth stage, project close. This is the brief stage. And this one is the overall stages, which your textbook has given. This is the brief stages. So here we are going to first see about the first stage, that is the project conception and initiation. This is the first stage. So that's not setting the foundation. So the foundation of any project. So initial idea. So there has to be a spark, which creates an idea in any individual of the company. Maybe in the CEO's mind, or the president's mind, or in the shareholders' mind, or some departmental managers, maybe having a spark, that this why not we go with this kind of product, or why not we go with the advanced version of the previous product, why don't we go with an enhanced version of the previous product. So this spark, this initiation of a new idea, so that from there the conception phase starts, the project's conception phase starts. And then team collaboration. So first is it has to be discussed with the people whom the management thinks should be associated with. So first will come the managers, and the middle level management people, and their subordinates, the team members, sometimes even workers level management. So these people those people can also be involved in the talks, and all the feedbacks can be got from each and every person. So there should be a team collaboration, so there they can decide. So who can be the project leader, and who are all can be the teammates, and whose responsibility is what, and who is reporting to who, and what is the deadline of the project, and what is the end date. So how many stages we have to cross and what is the end date of the first phase? That is the first stage, and then the second stage. What should be the end date? Okay, so like this, no, like it goes the team collaboration. So this would take no around maybe no like a week's time or maybe a month's time. It depends upon how extensive the project is. Guys, please mute your audio. It's very disturbing in the class. If you don't want to attend, please leave the class. But don't disturb the class, please. And the third one is feasibility study. So feasibility is something no, which is easily can be like got or easily can be implemented. So evaluating all the technical and economic feasibility of the project and analyze potential risks. So in the initial stage itself, in the inception or the conception stage itself, check for all the potential risks. Try to avoid on the first stage itself. And then when the project has started and while it is in the like growth phase or the end phase, more risk the company would be like encountering, more risk the team would be encountering. So even those risks can be like minimized or completely avoided. Okay. So smart technology, that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. Okay. So the conception phase, it sets the foundation for like any successful and very well executed project. And it's the first stage or the initiation stage of the project life cycle. And in a broader level, and necessary approvals to proceed is very much required. That is, without the managements or without the top managements concerned, nobody could go on with implementing or whatever even the talks cannot happen. Okay, so the what do you say from the top management, there has to be an approval, there has to be a positive nod so that the team can start with the project. So even if the top management is not so interested in those projects, it, it's not like not interested, but they may be busy with some other bigger projects. Whereas the middle level management or the worker level may be like concentrating on smaller projects. So the top management won't be having enough time to concentrate on smaller projects. So in that case, all they can say is, okay, fine, go on with the project, implement it, good. So fine. So don't worry about the money or give us an idea, like how much it would cost, how much the total project cost would be. So we can check on that. So in that case, the management cannot be made to sit or made to travel with the project team the whole time. Okay. But the feedbacks, so what is the stage of the project? So in which stage the project is going on? So that can be communicated with the top management. But without top management's approval, nothing more moves here. And key activities and processes are carried out in the initial inception phase. That is the conception phase itself, and all the groundworks for the project success. So that is will also be discussed there. And it's very crucial for ensuring that all stakeholders are aligned on the project goals. And it sets a stage for more detailed planning and execution in subsequent phases. That is, in every stages, it becomes more detailed. It becomes more extensive. So it's not like initiation stage. If you invest more or implement most of the activities. So at the end of the stage, there would be lesser activity or there would be lesser to invest. No, it's not like that. So as the project moves on from stage to stage at the very near end, so the planning, the activities, the cost, everything would be going on extensively. And effective communication and collaboration among stakeholders. So during the inception phase first, not only in the inception, but throughout the project, throughout the end of the project, it's very, very necessary. So these are the points, no, I have no like taken. So I'm not going to know like detail everything, but I'll just know like give an overview of what are all these points all about. The first one being project identification and definition. Stakeholder. Second step is stakeholders identification and analysis. The third one is feasibility study. Feasibility, that how easy, like how easily the team can know adapt to the external changes or to the internal changes. So external changes may be, like the government may come with a new, say, what do you say, industrial policy that may affect the uh, stage in the project, or the government may come with some, what do you say, like any limitations, no, in the product or the service the company is, no, like planning to launch in few months or few weeks. So that may, no, like get an effect, no, have an effect in the project phases. Or these are all the, no, like external factors, or the competitor, no, like any of the firm's competitor can no launch the same kind of product or service, no, like in advance, no, like even better than the company's one. Okay, so then the team has no like no other way to go with even better product. So more enhanced product than the competitors one. And those, so these are the, no, the market prices, no, like suddenly may go up or suddenly slash down. And the national economy and the politics and no, like relationships between, no, like the countries, the diplomats and everything, anything, any external environment, no, like they can have a great impact, no, in the project launch, the product launch or the service launch. When it comes to inner inner changes in the sense, when the project is going on, there may be no like worker strike can happen, or machinery breakdown can happen, or say electricity shutdown, or workers, problem with the union, workers union management and workers union, or in a conflict, or the company, like being merged with, like another company. So that also may create a great impact, or the firm being acquired by another big company. So that will also create a big impact. So anything can happen. So these factors, no, it always have a heavy influence on, no, during any stage of the product development or the service development. So that should be, no, like feasibility, adapting to external changes or internal changes, and no going on with the project launch, no, like it should be done. It should be done by the team. In project charter development and risk assessment, high level planning. So high level planning is like major milestones and, no, like resource requirements, budget estimates. So these are all, no, like big concepts. So high level planning is also a must, and the team has to sit down with the top management for all these matters, because these things, it cannot be the team's own decision. The team cannot decide everything on its own, particularly when it comes to resource requirements, budget, and, no, like major milestones. This has to be, like mandatorily discussed with, get approval from the top management. So without their consent, this cannot be possible. And finally, approval and authorization, and not only from the top management, and, no, like from the stakeholders as well. And if any of the stakeholders say, if no, like one or two potential investors, no, like they are not happy with this product, they are not happy with the service which the company is planning to launch in, no, next few days or few months, whatever it is, then, no, like the team has to sit with that particular stakeholder, and they have to know, like make them understand, make that person or an individual or a firm, no, like make them understand why there is a need for a new product launch or a service launch. And try to know, like they have to try to convince the stakeholder. Or otherwise, if any of the idea, or, no, like some new technology, no, like being no, like stated by the stakeholder, so the team can even, no, think of, no, like implementing that in their product during the project stages. Okay, so anything, in any way, no, like from the approval from the stakeholders, no, it's like necessary. So how necessary means like getting approval from the top management. So same in the same way, getting approval from the stakeholders is also very much necessary. So then comes the project definition phase. That is, till now we have seen the project inception, that is the conception phase. The second stage is project definition phase. So the groundwork. That comes and that is also a groundwork that no, like we haven't started the project yet. So that is only in the talks. But here we are going to know like not only by talking with the, I mean, not only by communicating, but we are actually not starting the project. So this definition phase, no, like it has no like three important factors: business requirements, functional specifications, and technical specifications. So business requirements. So first, the team has to identify the needs and goals of the business to align the project with organizational objectives. So that is more important because anything cannot be, like against the organizational objective or goal. So it has to align with the organizational objective so that the organization also succeeds and the project also succeeds. So that the like the top management can be made actively involved in the project throughout the end. So that like the top management can be convinced for like budget allocation and everything. So for these things to happen, so always the projects like the goal of the project or the need of the project, it has to align with the organizational objectives. Second one is functional specifications. Define the desired features and capabilities of the system to meet the specific requirements. So desired features and capabilities of the system. So always like have a clear cut idea about the features, all the features available, and all the features which can be like made available during the project like project stages, and capabilities of the system. So how much is the system capable of like doing it? So do we need still a lot more resources, or do we need more skilled people to work in the project, or do the company need a separate research and development department to oversee how the project is going on? And like these kind of like decisions it can be like taken. So these capabilities are analyzed and assessed, and then the project will be like moved on. Then thirdly, it's like technical specifications. So outline the technical components, infrastructures, and technologies required for successful implementation. So always get help from the technology. So that makes the project much easier and faster. Completely if you're relying on like human like manpower for like implementing the project, so obviously that would take like a hell lot of time to complete, and mostly it cannot be completed within a time frame. So making use of the present technology, like usage of like new software for updating any changes in the project, or like for communicating with all the stakeholders, using like media services or whatever it is. So that also comes under technology. So always get the help from the technology, the current technology, for the faster movement of the project. So before getting into detail about the project definition, you have to first understand one or two concepts. The first one is mapping the journey, that is the project and system definition. So what is a project and what is a system? So project, like you have to clearly define the project scope, deliverables, and timeline to manage the stakeholders' expectations. Whereas in system, you have to define the architecture, system architecture. That is, you have to give the blueprint of the total project. That is, if it is the inception stage, so when the inception no process or the stage is going to start, who will be like head of that inception phase, who will be speaking about the pros and cons about the project, how the management will get involved in this, and who are responsible for which activities, and do the team has any prototype of the product or service, or any of the document like which gives some proof that if this particular product or service is launched, it would be a great success, like these kind of things, like it also comes under the blueprint of the project. That is the system definition. So the system architecture, data flow, and integration requirements to fulfill the objectives. Data flow. So data flow is like from which stage to which stage, and then to which stage, and the dates, when it should start, when it should end, how many workers, how many, like team members, and like what are all the resources required in each and every stage. So complete data flow of everything and all the integration requirements. So how to integrate everything? So which departments can be integrated in this particular stage? So in the next stage, so which departments or which people in the organization can be like integrated? So everything that comes under system definition. Project definition, just like speak about the scope, deliverables, and timeline, but the system definition give a complete blueprint about the project. So we have a requirements engineering, software develop. Software development is not like any product development or service development. So quality assurance and deployment. So these are the four factors which has to be kept in mind very seriously in the project definition stage. Okay, and then finally we are going to see about the concurrent engineering. So these are the three basic things we have to make very clear. We have to understand very clear before we get into detail about the project definition. The last one being concurrent engineering. So this is a new concept, and not a new concept actually, like many it's like prevalent, like in many of the industries, like for past 20 to 30 years. And so let's see what is concurrent engineering. So it promotes the collaboration between teams, allowing parallel development and early identification of issues. That is collaborating the teams. Well, main idea is to like getting a a complete collaboration between the teams and allowing parallel development. So development will happen and early identification of issues, then reduced time to market. So this is the main thing, no? So if the project, no, it can be completed within the specified time frame, then the product or the service, it would be launched in the market for the benefit of the customers at the earliest. But if the project is taking lot of time than the specified one, then this part is very difficult. So reduced time to market is like overlapping different stages of system development. Concurrent engineering accelerates the product's time to market. While implementing concurrent engineering, the lead time, that is the market time, that can be reduced. The market time is something, the time gap between the requirement of the customer and the product being, uh, being sold to the customer or like given to the customer from the company side. So this is called lead time or the market time. So if it is like minimized, then there is customer satisfaction. If this time, lead time or the market time is maximized, then there is not a happy customer. The customer may switch on to competitor's product or may not like buy the product anymore. So anything can happen. And faster problem resolution. The integration of multiple teams facilitates prompt issue identification resolution for smoother project execution. So these things, this is just an overview of concurrent engineering, but we have like few more. So in our next session, we will see in detail and we will discuss more about project definition. Clear? So any doubts as of now?
No.
So come on, thank you.
Okay, fine. So yes, I'll share the PPT. Hope you have received like last week and the previous week's material. So this too, I'll share.
Yeah, I will receive.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.